Hi, everybody. So Dayna, it's her birthday. So say happy birthday. She has a great idea for a video today, and she brought us all together. So Alisa and I and Dayna are going to have a little chat, and I'm going to let Dayna kind of lead the way.
Yes. Thank you, honey, and thank you,
Yeah.
Alisa. It's so nice to be here with both of you, and it's like a huge birthday present from a Soul Tribe perspective. So I really appreciate that.
That's right.
Mhm.
Happy
Yes.
birthday, my sister. And you look wonderful for 26. I got to tell you that.
Thank you. I like that. Thank you. So that's the date my higher self and I decided to stop aging.
Okay.
But official 45, and I own my age, I own the number, but I don't feel like that at all. So it's kind of funny. And I think we are reverse aging, just before we talk about change, which is what I wanted to talk about today. But just like a physical reminder of this is that some every now and then I'll just kind of go in my hair and kind of find where the grays are and pick them out. I think a lot of us do that. And I found one that was gray that turned back to black. Like the root was black, but the tip was
Oh,
gray. I'm like, what is going on with my hair?
no,
So
that's good.
it's
Yeah.
great. It was like, wait, I must have stopped worrying, or I don't know what happened on an energetic level, but I think that that's going to happen to a lot of us as we reverse age. So just
Mhm.
want to bring up how random
Yeah.
that is.
I
Mhm.
mean, even I think that I have a little bit better glow about me. And
Yes.
so, I think it's just the good energies, when we're just so hyped up and feeling so wonderful that we perceive ourselves different that way. Because when
Mhm.
we're feeling bad, we look in the mirror and all we can do is pick out and see bad things. But that good energy just helps us see ourselves a little bit more clear and more beautiful. Or at least that's how I feel it. But you said that yours is turning back black. Well, something needs to happen to this because mine's pure white. So, but yeah, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, no, it still looks fantastic. And I think most of us, after your video with both Honey and Elisa, we went into that Rumble video that was a year before,
Mhm.
and both of you have like reverse aged. When I watched it, I could see it immediately. It
Thank
was really,
you.
yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
I'll
that was
take it. No
beautiful.
complaint.
And I think you can see it in the eyes too. The eyes kind of pop,
Mhm.
like the windows of the soul, basically. But
Yes.
yeah, what I wanted to do today was something that I do in a lot of the training classes that I do is to do like a change agent exercise. So for everyone watching the video, go ahead and get a piece of paper and a pen or pencil, anything you can find to write with. Pause the video if you have to go look for it. And just take that pen, pencil, put it in your dominant hand, and just write your name, first name and last name, on the top of the piece of paper. And when you're done, take that pen, put it in the other hand, and now write your name.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know there was going to be a test.
that's a lot more work.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
there's a lot of emotions that go through you when you do that. And so let's talk about those emotions. Yeah,
Like a
it takes
third
longer,
grader.
doesn't it?
It
Mhm.
does, and it doesn't look so great.
Yep, exactly. And what was going through your head when you did that?
With me.
My head was like, can you kind of keep it on the line? Can you keep like directing? So for me, it was
Yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah.
my good gravy. Well, with me, it was just I was like, you know what? That looks like a third grader.
Yeah.
But I mean, mine is. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Oh
There you
yeah.
go.
Okay.
Look how
Mhm.
horrible that is. I did. Wait a minute. Never mind.
So there's a handful of us that are ambidextrous, but for the majority of us, it
Mhm.
is a crunchy feeling to have to change and do something totally differently. And
Yes.
what goes through your head when you do exercises like this, whatever went through your head is how you deal with change. So are you welcoming to it? Were you very nurturing and gentle with yourself? Like, okay, let's keep trying. Or were you like, I can't believe I can't do this. This is horrible. This looks like a third grader. This is, like the little things. I do that all the time. And whenever I do this exercise. But let's move forward. If we were to do this every single day for 6 months,
Mhm.
how would we look at the end of 6 months? We would
Oh,
be so much better.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you would work on both sides of your brain, which is
Right.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that in my job in construction stuff is I got really good at being ambidextrous,
Mm.
but you just, kicked my butt with writing money. But I mean, it was like a great balance. And I guess somewhere down, if you don't use it, you lose it. But yeah, that's a good way to, kind of get back into it and stuff like that there.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, absolutely. And so when at my corporate job, when I'm training someone on our DOS program, which no one really uses anymore, and it looks like a green screen and they don't want to learn it because everything else is Windows based, I just kind of do this exercise with them. And let's be patient and let's be gentle. And then there was something else that happened with my children. I wanted to read something to them at night that stayed with them. So I found Who Moved My Cheese for kids. So yeah, and this is a wonderful book. If you've never read the actual book, this is the adult version. So we have both. I've read this twice. My dad read it. He doesn't read anything ever. So that was like, if he could read a book and pick up a book, I was like, I could read that too. So I read this one, but the kids version is really cool because there's, big illustrations, big pictures and things like that. You can also find it online. If you just put in Who Moved My Cheese for Kids in YouTube, you could have someone read it to you. So you don't necessarily have to buy the book, but it goes over so much beautiful information about change. And I needed it. I was hitting a wall where I didn't want to create more content. I wasn't sure if I wanted to get into certain topics around my humanitarian project because they're very tricky and I'm really going against the grain of belief systems when it comes to why someone had a miscarriage or stillbirth. We're not going to go in that into this video, but you have to really push people to look in the mirror and figure out what kind of decisions they made. Just to
Mhm.
leave it at that. But just reading this and realizing that I wasn't like the two, the whole book is about rats that are going through a maze, and two of them are amazing. They're fast. They're called Sniff and Scurry, and they keep their shoes around their neck and they just go, go, go. And then there's the other two that are called Hem and Haw, like Hemin and Hawn, wasting your time, being insecure, things like that. And I realized that I was like the other two. I was like Ha. I was moving. I was stuck. So for us going through the birth canal, if you will, for a lack of a better term, just to really bite into change and really accept it. And this book, I mean, I can't tell you how it helped me the last couple of weeks. And my kids love to read it at night. It's amazing. And lastly, I I found this when I was on my walk in this magical forest that I
oh,
found.
wow.
Now I found it passed away already, so this isn't something that I found and put
Wow,
it in
that's
a
so
bag.
beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Mhm.
And the irony is that it is a butterfly, and the butterflies are all about change. And my son is going to a Butterfly World in South Florida tomorrow for a field trip. And my husband's taking him as a chaperone, but the whole kindergarten classes are going, and they're going to talk about butterflies. So I'm going to send this with him so they can see it and maybe figure out what species it is. It'll be kind of
Right.
cool. But butterflies always remind me of change and it's
Mhm.
so important to be a change agent because they start out as a caterpillar, they move into the chrysalis and they're stuck in there for quite a while and it completely transforms them. And something about the butterfly, when it moves out of the chrysalis, it has to push down and it's excruciatingly painful. But if it doesn't go through that process, the I guess the blood or the fluid doesn't go into the wings and it'll never fly. So you have
Ah.
to go through this excruciatingly painful experience in order to move to the next step. Or,
Mhm.
take it down to something we do a lot every day, cooking an egg. You have the egg, it's, liquidy, and then you transform it into an omelet and it will never be the same. So we're all going through that. We'll never be the same after this. but it's just so exciting, and it needs to be like that, and just be
Right.
the change you wish to see in the world. And when I look at my 12 and unders, we have a 5 and 4-year-old, they are exceptional with this. Like, we just had the full moon, and it kicked me on my booty. Like, I couldn't wake up this morning, and they were up and happy, and they sleep more during the full moon, I noticed. Or maybe we could call it the full earth. That's a whole other video. But they are built for this ascension. So that's what I wanted, the main part of what I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah.
Change.
Well, they have all their DNA intact.
Yeah.
So kids are just, they're totally built for it. And they're going to be teaching us as we go through this. But I want to just inspire people to start working on their project.
Yeah.
So Alisa has been working on her project, and she got to do it in a very unique and awesome way. And that video is just a few days ago, so you can go watch that. But get inspired to start your own project. Be still for a little while and think about what it is. And if you don't want to do a project, think about what you want to contribute to.
Right.
You know, so like there's going to be lots of projects that have to do with healing and med beds and learning and self-sustainability. And mine is to have a learning center, and it's going to have many components. And eventually learning centers won't be needed anymore, because all those kids are going to be like, ta-da, this is how the world works.
Yeah.
So they'll become communities where people can be together. And I feel like just getting inspired and starting to write things down is really what's happening right now. It's like the next step.
Right. I mean, that's what I had to do. I had to start somewhere, and just bit by bit. I mean, I literally for 4 years, I pretty much wrote the same thing every day in my journal. And then God told me to stop doing that. I heard you. I got an ordeal. And told me now they would just like for me to give it details. And that's whenever I started submerging into more. And before I knew it, this is where I'm at today. But you got to start somewhere. And like Honey said, start writing it down. Open your mind and create it. And the wall that you create your vision upon is your imagination. That is actually the closest that we're going to get right now to actually seeing God. That is God's energy just putting in front of you for you to paste your world, your vision upon it. He is the canvas and you are the artist. So I definitely agree with writing it all down.
And it brings it into this reality.
Mm-hmm.
So this reality is, I keep seeing it as a board game, and we've had many, many, many board games in the past, and we're in a new one now, and it's really a fun one. Like, it's just getting so fun, and all the ickiness, like, you could say the evil queen and all this kind of stuff, that is all about to crash as long as we see it already done. And that's another thing that I've been asking people to do, is start seeing that it's done and bring that into the reality that we're looking for. Because there's been a lot of looping going on where people are, maybe they get close and then they don't finish it, right? They don't finish the collapse. People are ready for this collapse to happen now. We're ready to go into the new. And so let's see that it's happened. So bring that into your current day and say, I'm so grateful that this has already happened. And then it will. That is the law of attraction. So the bigger the group that does that, the faster it will happen.
Absolutely. You are a magnet. You bring it to you, the more it's like me, I will not settle. Success is mine, and I have succeeded. Not that I'm going to succeed. I have succeeded, and I keep that mentality about it. So it's just like going back to your confidence. No, it's already done. No, it's already done, because you are confessing it with your own mouth. So
yeah, and you're going to be vibrating up to it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you become a magnet. Your vibration, your frequency literally turns you into a magnet and brings it to you. So, and it's a lot of people didn't know that, but yes, we're all magnets. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know, and I can feel in the collective there are some people that are hurting, maybe from on a health perspective.
Mhm.
And after your videos, they were just probably they had new hope
Mhm.
fizzling in them about med
Yeah.
beds and all of that. And I want to say even if it's like a month or a year that we're waiting for these things, or more than a year, no matter what that looks like,
Mhm.
keep that day one hope alive, because that's really
Absolutely.
important.
And
And
it did help rekindle a lot of the hope in our brothers and sisters, not just hope, but things that they had thought about concerning these things. And then whenever somebody, actually my vision is giving them a bigger picture, they picture it, and they can see themselves doing these things. So it served quite a few purposes. And I've got lots of emails about, well, I feel like it activated something in me. I'm like, yeah, that's part of it. It's for us to know that this is real and just grab it and go with it with your own imagination. So,
Mhm.
so I was glad I got to share all of that. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
the inspiration to go forward.
so and you can look at it in the comments and see how amazed everyone was. Just a question for you, Alisa, from the feedback on that video and the specific portion about med beds and the counseling that's needed to
right.
get into one and make it work for you and not turn, end up with man boobs, like you said in the video, which is kind
Right.
of funny.
Well, that
Um,
was actually a joke that a few people didn't get. I mean, you're going to be asleep, as simple as that. But somebody didn't get it as a joke. I'm sorry they didn't, but that's okay. That's all right.
no, yeah, that was funny. But what would you suggest people do between now and that step for the counseling aspect?
Okay, well, we're to the point where we've pretty much gotten rid of everything that we can on our own, traumas and stuff like this here. And what it is left, don't worry about things. Just think about you're going to go to the hospital, you're going to have a procedure done. What would you normally do? You would prep for that moment. Okay. And especially if it's something a little bit more serious, you try to contain yourself and stay calm, right? Because that's the whole point. It's going to help you get through it. And that's the same thing here. It's just stay calm, knowing that, everything is good. Your frequency is your invitation, so don't worry about that. As long as you know that you want to do good, then, that it's a given. But just be happy with who we are, knowing that it's going to happen, because that actually makes you more comfortable about it. So don't stress yourself out. Oh, what do I got to do? And all this kind of good stuff. Just stay calm within yourself. And of course, that confidence of knowing it's already done, and just go about your day. And just stay in that nice, loving energy, and then share it with the world, and just keep going forward to do that. And if you meditate, and have time to yourself or whatever, that's whenever, you let your imagination go a little bit more further and wilder if you want to. But know that, those are just simple steps, breathe, just have fun. Don't worry about it. It's a done deal. So you should be just, oh, this is cool. I ain't got to worry about it. I'm just going to do my thing until it gets there. So
I love
if that
that.
helps. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. And with honey and healing with honey, you have Be Your Own Med Bed. So for those of you, I know you have more new subscribers,
Mhm.
honey. So just explain that. Is that how can that help the folks that are listening that don't know about it?
So you can be your own med bed. You can go through your own healing process.
Mhm.
There's components to healing. So everything that is manifested in your body has to do with an emotion that hasn't been healed. So that emotion can come from either your soul, your inner child, or your genetic line. So I go through all of that stuff in healing with honey. And then I also go through that in Journey to You. So Journey to You is almost like the death of ego, but for all of your parts, all of your consciousness.
Right.
And clearing up your consciousness is going to help you feel better. And also be aware that right now you can ask for a medbed healing from the Pleiadians.
Yep.
They're happy to do it.
Mhm.
And it may take weeks to feel better, but they will work on you. Whatever is in your highest good, they will work on you as they go.
Right.
So it's, they have to do what's best for you. Like, it can't be an instantaneous thing usually
Right.
when you're doing it that way, but it is help for you right now that
Mhm.
you can ask for. And you can say only the Pleiadians, only what's in my highest good,
Mhm.
and go to sleep at night knowing that they're going to be working on you.
Right. Exactly.
So you don't have to worry about when is it coming? I'm feeling miserable. Also ask yourself, what's the payoff for the
Mhm.
illness?
Yeah.
A lot of us don't realize that we're getting attention for something sometimes. And if we're really, really miserable, what is the payoff that we're getting out of it? And be honest with yourself.
Right. Mhm.
So those things are important.
Yeah.
And the answers are all inside of you.
Mhm. Picture yourself being healed. Picture yourself where you're getting your hair color back, all this kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
Vision those things, and it's very, very helpful because you are speaking to the body what you would like for it to do. you
Mhm.
know and it's very helpful whenever you are working in conjunction with your body, and those vibrations and that imagination and the things that you are picturing, and that's kind of like cues that your body takes. It might take a little bit of time, but it does help. It helps
Mhm.
immensely. you know so I see myself running down a beach, about 110 pounds. Yeah, I'm all down. And healthy. Yes, absolutely. Pictures, things like that there, because you see, it excites you a little bit. Is that possible? Absolutely, because you visioned it, you know? So,
That is beautiful. And for those that need more evidence-based information, or you need to put yourself in a space where its healing is actually happening,
mm,
studying the work of Dolores Cannon and listening to quantum healing hypnotherapy technique sessions that were very successful. It's also called QHHT. Before I even had my grand awakening, I became a QHHT practitioner through the website. I took the course online, and it was just amazing. And I was definitely a student of Dolores Cannon before that, reading all of those convoluted universe books. But she has sessions where she cures cancer in the session. She helps people with knee injuries where they're slated to go to surgery in a week, but they go to her first, and then they go to the doctor, and the doctor looks at them and says, "How'd you do this? That you're healed."
mm,
Um, Back surgeries, things like that. I don't necessarily need a med bed. I would use it for my eyes because I'm really, really, I have Coke bottle glasses. I have contacts in now, but it's bad. Um, or, to make my hair straight because sometimes it's just too nappy and knotty, and I want that bone straight hair. But that's all cosmetic stuff, to be honest with you. Some of the people out there, they really, really need healing. Like my
mhm.
husband had a fusion. He has all this metal in his back. Like, he would need it before I would.
Right.
So, focus on that. Maybe even looking for a practitioner if you like what you hear from there. But
Mhm.
just keep the faith. Don't lose that faith. Don't lose that mojo. We have to keep that going because that's the state where we can manifest from. It's really
That was a
important.
great suggestion, Dana, because I really do like Dolores Cannon. And I have listened to some of the sessions, and they have, she has said that people have gotten healed and things, but also you can listen to the ones about, they back then were talking about now,
Mhm.
and that's amazing. So thank you for that suggestion. So my brothers and sisters, I would highly listen to this smart woman.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And to hear it is to really feel it. And when we do eventually get into those med beds, our subconscious, our higher self is going to be the driver's seat. So you
Right.
might as well make that connection, like with the modalities that Honey is teaching, and also with QHHT, whatever else you can find that you really resonate with, make
Mhm.
those connections now. Like, why
Yeah.
stop? Someone's going to come in and move our cheese, and we got to go.
And too much. Well, I do want to address something real quick, like, because I've had people ask me in all these emails, like, why didn't you come back, looking younger in a med bed and stuff like this here? And I can only give you the answer, my brothers and sisters, that my higher self gave me. And the answer was that logic dictates that would cause unnecessary havoc. One, people wouldn't recognize me. Two, they probably wouldn't believe me. And if they did believe me, how long before they hunt me down like a dog? I'm no better than any of you. I'm not less, but I am no better. We are the same, and I have to wait just like everybody else. But I have done the energy beds and I have done the toxic bed. Okay, those has been very helpful to me. But like I said, I have to wait like everybody else, and I want to be able to come back and just show and whatever I can, but I just have to wait. We all do. So just so to answer that question, everybody.
Fantastic. So
Yes.
did we want to start talking about some things that we're working on now, or any updates?
I think the updates, maybe we should talk about the astral plane just a little bit, because the astral plane is very focused on projects right now. So what we're doing is we're working, all the souls are working on helping the earth get to a point where people can do their projects and really thrive down here, which means that this loop that has been going on in the world, it's time for that loop to finally open up and collapse the things that are old. So we're moving into the new right now. So it's time to manifest the new and write your stuff down and think about it and meditate with it and imagine it and just start basically manifesting it. But we all have projects. Dayna has a beautiful project that has to do with childbirth and bringing new life into this world. Mine has to do with teaching people how to do the new things in this world that we're going to be doing. And Alisa's has to do with the bringing people, into the healthy state and then building them a place to do this new world in.
Yeah.
So we all have these gorgeous projects, but start thinking about what you're attracted to.
Mhm.
What are you attracted to? Because that's your purpose that you came here for.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What have you learned that you could teach someone? What did you completely master that you thought you never could have mastered before? And then now you can go out and explain it to someone else. Or what are you really good at? I have a friend at work who's amazing at just taking an old piece of furniture and breathing life back into it and doing it service and, just creating beautiful artwork. But
Mhm.
he's stuck at this job, which he feels is a dead end because creating masterpiece pay the bills right now. But I said,
Right.
just start doing it as a hobby. Get an Instagram account or Facebook account that's free, or YouTube, Rumble if you want to do videos, and put your stuff out there and just have a venue to express yourself. And I
Right.
feel like I needed that when we were in the lockdowns and I had just had a second magical birth. And I needed to explain to people that we were being lied to about birth and that there's a better way. And if they lie to us about that, what else are they lying us
Yeah.
about?
Exactly.
Too. And that's why I created my website, which is From Fertility to Delivery. And I have 3 courses on there right now. I have a introductory course that I just launched yesterday. So it's called Welcome Your Baby. And we go into information, like a quick self-discovery for the first class. Everything is online and it's recorded. The second class is the inner child, your higher self, and your spirit baby. They all meet each other in a healing exercise. And I keep it fun and easy and healing and clearing blocks, but also beautiful because they're all talking to each other already right now, maybe in the
Mhm.
astral or in the spirit world. So we might as well get them together on a conscious level and connect with them. Then we have a lot of healing modalities in the third class, from the Akashic records to healing blocks with fertility, infertility, miscarriage, stillbirth, whatever you want to call that. And the final class is just putting it all together, trusting your body and trusting your baby, and also creating that space where you can actually welcome your baby into the fold. Then the spiritual fertility class I have is much meatier, and it goes into communication with the spirit baby, creating the conception cradle, which it looks like this. You have the mother, you have the father, and the energy with the kundalini and also with the chakra system. It creates a holy grail, for a lack of a better term. And that's where the baby sits, and that's what creates conception. So creating that in
Nice.
your mind and
Mhm.
actually visualizing it, maybe even post-coital, because that is what creates life on this planet. And then the Blissborn Hypnobirthing class, where I go through how to take all those fears about birth, obliterate them, and move on. And for those of you that are done, your womb is closed, you're not having any more babies, but you had a traumatic birth, I have a free healing session on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, at From Fertility to Delivery. And it's just to get all of those fears and clear those and move those out of the system, because that could be a block for ascension. So and I'm working on a lot more things. I'm excited.
I'm
Wow,
excited
that's
for
a
you.
lot
That's
of great things you got going on, my friend.
great.
And then you were talking about art. Let me just share that. I did that, my friend.
Oh, beautiful. Tree of
Amazing.
life. Love
Find a
it.
bigger by doing my art, finding something to do, like you said, you might surprise yourself in what you're able to do. But I just think it was pretty.
Yeah.
Let's see what time it is here, because, okay, I've still got a little bit, no worries. I am doing another show after this. That's why I was looking at the clock.
Yes. So you'll
So-
have to tell us where to listen to it once you're done.
I will.
Yep.
But as of right now, I know it's a radio show for Ireland. So we're going global, my sisters. So I'm all excited about that. So
Oh, it's good. Everybody, I feel like, is kind of coming out of their shell right now a little bit more. I have people that are contacting me that are saying, like, I feel like antsy, you know? And it's because we're ready. We're feeling the urge to start something new. And change is a beautiful thing. Go for it. I mean, none of us would be here on YouTube if we didn't have the courage to change something in our
exactly.
lives. So step out of that box.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
I know what they mean. Beep, beep, beep. That ain't
Yeah,
me.
be the change you wish to see in the world. I think
Mhm.
it's a quote from Gandhi, or maybe it's someone else. I keep, every time I look up the quote, someone else's name is next to it. But it's important to grasp the essence of that. Be the change you wish to see in the world. I remember a long time ago, I was just in such a funk. I was like, what do I need to do? And then volunteering, that word just popped into my head. And I found a way to volunteer with the homeless, gleaning. So we went and picked green peppers at a farm locally, cleanup, like a farm cleanup. And I just got out there on the weekends. I was bored. I didn't have anything else to do back in my single days. And and it felt so good. Something in my heart filled up. So even something that simple could bring you a ton of joy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I usually try to find things to keep me entertained. I think y'all heard a couple. But yeah, just do something to make yourself feel good and the world around you, and just help somebody, or like you were saying, what you were doing, just something as simple as that. It keeps you in that good vibes. So, and those good vibes are going out like little tentacles, and you just want to touch everybody in the world. So, yes. So, oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, is there anything else we wanted to say? No.
I do. I mean,
Okay.
I wanted to take an opportunity to give a shout out to some wonderful ladies that actually participate in my life, and that would be my friend Susan in Texas, my partner in crime, Aaron in Florida, and then locally I have what I call the feminine twins, and that is Joyce and Chris with a Y, and then of course my famous friend Kenna. And I also wanted to give a message to my friend Harold. He had a mild heart attack a couple of weeks ago, and he has a special place in my heart. So I wanted to give him a shout out and tell you, Harold, no way, man, I love you more. So just to let him know that he's been in my heart and on my mind always. We've been friends for a couple of years, but he's a very special, intelligent gentleman that is doing his project up in the mountains. And I love his plans. He had taken it to the point where he got plans and everything else on how he wanted to do his project, and he shared that with me. So I felt very privileged. So that's all you got to do, my brothers and sisters, is start putting your plans and your ideas together of what you think that could work, or look up the things that you're interested in to help give you a little bit more knowledge that could help your imagination with it. So I just think this is wonderful, ladies, that we got together, and it's Dayna's birthday. So I'm
Yes.
gonna do one more thing, because I promised her I was going to sing her happy birthday. So I'm
Wow.
going to sing you happy birthday, my friend. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Let's see how this goes. All right. Oh, happy birthday, darling. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my darling. Happy birthday to you. May you live and love, dear. May your life be long. Happy birthday, my darling. Happy birthday to you.
Woo! Thank you.
You're welcome, my friend.
Beautiful.
That went right here. Thank you so much.
Yes, gorgeous.
Aw, that's so fun. And when I'm having we're going to the beach this weekend for
Oh,
something
good.
casual and fun with friends, but yeah, I'll be thinking about both of you. I wish you were there. Trust
Well,
me.
I'll tell you what, you have fun for me, okay?
We'll all get together soon. I feel like
Absolutely.
that's another thing that's happening. Like we're going to start coming together a lot more. So,
I agree.
mhm.
I'm looking forward
Okay.
to meeting all of you in person one day. That's one of my driving reasons. It's because I really I have seen so many on those islands, and it's just I just want to be able to share that with you, because I know that y'all eventually everybody's going to get their turn, and I hope that the ones that I've seen and met, that's going to be somebody I can actually shake your hand, be so excited to be in person.
Yes. Love
That's
that.
Thank you, ladies, for this. I have enjoyed it very much. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, Dayna, with a wonderful birthday party and everything.
Aw, thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank you, honey and Alisa. This was
Thank you.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, I spent a lot of time between 2020 and now, like watching videos like this. And now I get to, be in one, and I'm connecting with Soul Tribe, and it's
Mhm.
fantastic. So I really appreciate this. Thanks.
Oh, it's
Me
beautiful.
too.
And happy birthday. Just enjoy every minute of it. Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's just-
And that's what birthdays should be. Don't think about what the number is. Think about, oh, it's my fun day that I get to pick what I want to do. I have a family member that would say, it's my birthday month. I'm going to do whatever I want. And I'm like, okay. You don't just get a week, you get a month. Okay.
There you
So just, hang on to it and enjoy it for as long as it can go on.
go.
Yeah, just joy is the main thing for everybody. Really. Have fun.
All right.
Right.
Well, my brothers and sisters, I got to go because I want to take care of a few things before I start up on this other thing. And thank you again for inviting me to join you, lovely ladies.
Thank you. All
I
right.
really appreciate it. Lots of love.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.
everybody.